I have two major problems on my driveway, and this Ubiquiti USL Relay is going to solve both of them for me. One is opening the garage doors individually to be able to happen from one relay. And secondly, I want to be able to control these. These are my driveway lights. They're a number of years old and they've not been used, so we're going to get these recommissioned and set back up. And the way I'm going to do that is when someone crosses the line on here from my camera, it's going to trigger these lights. So first, let's make it easy. Let's start with the garage door. There's always two things you need to worry about when setting up a garage door and for this relay. One, how am I going to power it? So that's the first one. And then the second one is, what do I need to connect to it to make sure it triggers? Now, I'm lucky that this is quite straightforward and easy. You can look at the manufacturer's guides and you'll see on this side right here, I'm sure you can see that there's a open and close just there, which is that just there with the two flaps open. And luckily for me, this, if I take this off just here, again, not sure how much you can read of this, but there's actually a 24 volt and a ground already on this. So very easily I can power the relay and already plug this in to get it connected to the garage door. So that solves the big issue around this, which makes it really easy and simple. So I'm going to wire this up and I'm going to show you how I wire it up. I've also ran this cable from the other garage opener, and you're probably wondering what this cable is. Well, this was from when I was doing UniFi access. So I could have wired it all the way back there, but I prefer this one. It's just easier. I'm going to mount this just here like so. So we're going to stick that on there. So that's going to get connected just there, or maybe even on top. I might even just rest it on top like there. So there's no risk of the sticky pad falling. And if I show you the other door, hopefully you can see that right there, that's already wired in. Again, this was from the UniFi access video, so you can see that that's wired already in. So I just need a trigger input. I do have a 24 volt on here, so if I wanted two separate relays, I could, but the fact that it takes two, I don't need to worry about this. So the first thing we're gonna do is actually get this relay done up, and I can see the second one is 24 volt and the bottom one is ground, so we're gonna use the red and black for those. So we can see we have the power, so we can pop that one in here. So we can pop that in here, and then we can have the black in this one. So it's quite easy and simple. So I'm just going to pop that up there for now. We're going to feed these cables through just here. And then we know red is the 24 volts, which is going to be the second one. So this is going to go back in like so. So the second one is the 24 volts. So we can put that one in there. Obviously, if you're not comfortable working with these kind of cables, do consult a low voltage or an electrician to help you out with this. There we go. So those two cables are in, which is just like so. So they're in, and we should hopefully see some power on this. There you go. You can see the blinking light just there, or the white light that's popped on, which is always good news. And then we're going to plug in the green. So we'll plug the white into the ground, which is just there. And then we will plug in, we can plug the white straight into the common like so. And then green into the red, just like so. There we go. That's in just there. Then we need to finish off this part. So again, we have the white. So I'm going to do this together at this point. So just to make sure that this is doing what it's supposed to do, we can just touch these together. So we know they're working. And then we're going to connect the two commons. So we have the white and we have the black. So they can both go into common. So they can both go into common. Okay, and then we have this one, which can go into, we'll put this one into output 2 for now. And then we will put the green into output 1. Okay, there we go. So we will tidy up the cables just here. Right, then we can pop this cap straight back on because we don't need that anymore. So that's all covered away nicely. And then we can pull out UniFi Protect. So if we go to my devices, we have the USL Relay and we can click on that and click adopt. So that's obviously the first thing. It's very easy and simple to get adopted. Once we get this adopted, we'll take a look at some of the settings within the app. So for those that are wondering, obviously how well the Superlink works. So my relay is just in there, you can see, but the house to the left, we're going through this brick wall here, through another set of brick walls, and then it's into my studio. So there's maybe a couple of stud walls in the way as well. So it's done quite well in terms of the signal pickup. We'll have a look at what the signal strength actually is, but in terms of it's found it and adopting it, there's no issues with that at all. So it's done quite well just there. And there we go, you can see the connection. So we have about 7 out of 10 bars that you can see the green. We're online, we have the relay, and we have everything set up just here. So if we go, we can see at the top we have output 1 and output 2, and if we go to settings, we can actually set them up. So output 1, I don't actually know which one is which, but let's just go right door for output 1. And then in terms of the type, we have garage door. We don't want a delay, so we want it to trigger instantly, and we just want a pulse. The pulse will be about 1 second because we just need to touch the cables. So that's how that one works. And then what the output state is after reboots. We want that to be the prior state. So we can click OK there, that's the right door. And then input 2, we're going to do the left door. And again, we'll go through and change the settings. We don't want a trigger delay, we want a pulse of 1 second, and then we want prior state. So there we go, that's the right door and the left door now connected. Now to test something like this, we can just go to the main page again and click right door, and there we go, that one triggered. So it took approximately maybe 1 to 2 seconds for it to go through, but you can see that's now closing and that's working. And if I do the left door, for example, that was a lot quicker, that one happened within a second, you can see. And if I want to stop it, I can stop it and then close that door and then close it should I need to.
So let's give the license plate trigger a test with the garage door. And the way we would do that is, again, go to Alarm Manager, create the alarm. Let's call this license plate trigger. You're going to select an ID and a vehicle. It's not vehicle of interest, this one. It's actually the vehicle description. And we're going to choose a specific one. And then we're going to choose the Mercedes right there. And we're going to choose that one. If you want to do a detailed match, you can do. There's stuff in there as well. And we want that always to trigger. And we're going to choose the main driveway for this. So from that, we're going to want to choose an output, and then we're going to choose the garage door. And if you want the driveway lights to trigger as well, you can set that up there too, but we just want the garage door, and then we're going to choose output 1. Now, to make sure this actually happens, we're going to notify the admins, and then we're going to do a custom context, which is garage door triggered. Now, I'm going to leave a repeated alarm for 1 minute, just so as you drive off, or if you're sat on the driveway, it's not going to continuously keep triggering. Obviously, you can make that as long or as short as you want it to be. I'm just doing 1 minute for the time being because I'm going to be driving out and in. Obviously, I don't want to be waiting around too long. So we're going to do the license plate trigger, and we'll create that one just there. So let's go give this one a test.
So what I'm hoping for is... So what I'm going to be hoping for is, as I drive out of my garage, it should pick up my license plate and it should close the door for me. So let's see if that triggers. Yeah, there you go. That's starting to close, which is great. So that's done that job for me. Now we need to give it a minute to cool off and allow it to reset itself. And then when we go back, hopefully, this is going to pick up and it's going to let us drive in and put the car in. Right, so we're driving back in now, so hopefully we should see that get triggered. So if we reverse in, should be coming up to over a minute now, hopefully. And there we go, we can see the garage door opening, which is perfect. Exactly what we need to make this happen. So firstly, let me add, if you are not a trained electrician or you don't know what you're doing or you're not comfortable, please do consult an electrician, because something like this can be quite dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So first we're going to get this opened up. These are an input and output. So this is a Wi-Fi relay. So this is the second part of my problem, which is the driveway lights. So everything is all wired up and easy. So this is actually going to be quite easy for me to do. I could go back through and turn off the switch and go back through and mess around with it there, but this is going to be an easy swap over. So we've turned off all the electrics from here. So we make sure everything is all isolated, and you can see there's nothing coming through. If I turn this switch on, there's nothing coming through on this, which is great. So that's exactly what we need. We're going to start by opening up the relay. That's the most important part. So this is my 24-volt connection. I'm going to be running that down into here as well for the time being, so we can power these up. So first things first, we're going to get this powered on. So brown goes into the plus, and then blue goes into the minus. Again, This isn't any particular standard, this is just what's working for me at the moment, so do get yourself a qualified electrician if you need one. Okay, there we go, that's in. Now we just need to get all of this connected, which is going to be quite easy. First things first, we just need to connect up our two neutrals, and I'm using a Wago clip, and that one can go into there. So that's quite easy and straightforward. And then we have our in and our out. So first we'll start with our in. We'll take that one out, and that's going to go into 01. So we'll populate that one in there. Just going to make this a little bit smaller because we have 220 volts going through this, making sure there's no copper exposed. So that goes into 1, and then we have our output, which is going to go into the common. Again, just going to make that a little bit smaller. So that's all connected up. We'll get this powered on and hope for the best. And we have lights back in the garage now as well, and we can see we have power in here, which is good, so that's a good start. And just like the previous relay, we're going to get this adopted in UniFi Protect. Okay, we can see we have pending adoption right here, and that's on that screen there, you can see. And then we'll click adopt. So we'll let that one adopt and we'll wait and see what happens.
So the first thing you want to do is for getting the line trigger is actually setting up a line crossing. So I have one here already, and you can see this is somewhere around here where the line trigger is, and you can choose that. And then with the line trigger, you can actually choose whether you want one direction, two directions. So I actually want the driveway coming inbound. Obviously you can choose A and B and it'll go in both directions, but we don't quite want that. So this is the line crossing that we are looking for. You can choose the detection type. So I don't want animals to be able to trigger this. I want either a person or a vehicle to trigger this. And then I want to click save. So that's the light trigger set up on here. Then we want to head over to Alarm Manager. And in this instance, we're going to be doing an activity with a line crossing. And there you go. You can see the light trigger right here. And then once you've done that one, we then want to do an output. So we're going to choose my driveway lights. We're going to select that one, and then we're going to choose output 1. Now, if we wanted to test the alarm, we could test the alarm at this point, and we'll give this a name. So this is driveway lights trigger. Now, at the moment, there is a slight limitation in the sense that I would need to set up a second line crossing to turn this off, or I can just use the app to turn it off as well. So once it triggers once, it stays on. It would need to trigger again for it to turn off. So that's how you would set the logic up with this. And obviously you can choose that logic however you wish for that to be set. But that's the way I would be doing it with this. It would be good if you could add a bit of a delay here and then say run the output again and obviously delay the X number of seconds. But unfortunately, that's what this is at the moment. Some lights are better than no lights that were working previously. So let's give this one a test and let me show you how this one works. So there is a few examples of how you can use the relay. Now, I haven't got round to fully testing the input part yet, and I'll probably do a part 2 to this video where I do some more on the input side. So if there's something specific you want to see, again, let me know down in the comments below. The links are also there as well. For now, this is InsideWire, and I'll see you in the next one.